Good morning, Facebook. Good morning to my friends and family that are watching. I am actually homesick today, so you're going to hear my nasally voice, not coughing or hacking up a lung or anything like that, but I made a commitment to jump on here today at 10:30, and damn it, I'm going to honor that commitment. So I think if I had a fever and I was nauseous or thrown up, I would not jump on the live because, nobody wants to see that. I know people video things like that and people watch it, but no, not for me, not today. So it's 10:30 a.m. in sunny Southern California where I'm sitting, and we're on Pacific Standard Time. So some of y'all are at different time zones. This is going to be a short live. So those of you that are friends that have been following me for a while on Ask Gina, I am Gina Tabrizy, a licensed marriage and family therapist and public speaker, motivational speaker, whatever term you want to use once you check me out. So I'm doing this to kind of encourage new people to watch and to let you know what I'm doing on my Thursday lives. So every Thursday night at 6 p.m., I have an Ask Gina. Hi, Lynn. How are you, girl? I'm sick. I'm not feeling good today. No, I have very stuffy nose. So, but I'm committed. So when you make a commitment, you have got to stick to it. And that's how you develop integrity. And that's how people learn to trust you, right? That's a whole other subject. But I'm on here because I want to tell you that my live this Thursday at 6 p.m. is going to be about how to have healthy boundaries with people, with work, with friends, with lovers, with relationships. Thank you. So today, this little live with you just for a few minutes, I'm going to do these little mini lives just kind of as a teaser, is going to be when no means no. We have all kinds of things going on social media and on TV media in general right now about no means no. So your first thought might have been something like that, like sexual harassment or sexual abuse, emotional, physical, or spiritual abuse, and no means no. I was thinking about just in your daily life when you are asked to do things that somehow you have discomfort about or don't resonate with you. So an example might be you're at work, it's 5 p.m., you're getting ready to check out, and your boss comes running with some paperwork and says, this has got to go out, by tomorrow or later, and I need you to do it right now. Yet this is a boss who historically hasn't paid you for overtime or anything, or in a timely manner, or maybe he or she is abusive or disrespectful. So this would be an occasion where when no means no, is that you start to set a boundary with people that says, I'm going to say no to certain things, and even if it upsets you, I'm willing to take the risk to keep myself healthy. So this would be an occasion where you could say to that boss, you know what? I made a commitment to my family, and they are expecting me home at 5:30 for the commitment that I have with them. And if I stop to do this for you right now, I will not be able to honor that commitment. And I don't think you want an employee that doesn't honor their commitments. I'd be happy to do this for you in the morning. And also, I know that I'm not being compensated for that, and I only work during work hours. Now, that's a simple one, right? But it's a good one, is where this probably happens every day to everybody if you're employed, is when someone wants to push your boundary that says, I'm only available from 9 to 5, but you got to be here another 6 hours. Hi, Nellie. How are you? I've been off my bipolar meds for a couple months and been able to stay sober and not have any emotional setbacks. Should I restart meds, though? Hi, Nellie. That's totally off topic. Hi, Vonda. How are you? Good to see you again. Nellie, that's totally off topic. I'm talking about when no means no, but that's okay. And I'm only going to be on the live today for about 10-15 minutes. Medication. I would always seek the advice of a physician, which I am not, or a psychiatrist, or an MD that is following you in your prescribed medication. Historically, and from the knowledge that I have and my 32 years experience, I've never seen anyone do very well with true bipolar disorder without being medicated in some form or fashion. So that's only my experience and with the clients that I've had. But bipolar is a very difficult disease or disorder to create balance with, and the medication is often critical to balance out those highs and lows so that you don't go into one extreme or another, because those extremes are always life-threatening, and that is the problem with the bipolar disorder. So I would be seeing someone, and staying sober is awesome because now you get to see what you're like when you're not on any medication. But if your moods are fluctuating dramatically, it sets you up for relapse, and you wouldn't want that. So you need someone to be watching you and meeting with you at least once a month in terms of your mood regulation, a therapist and psychiatrist, to see how you're managing, because it is a scary disorder in terms of how extreme you could go, and it does set you up for relapse. So that's a good topic for another live. The 15 minutes I'm doing today is about when no means no. Bonnie, I'm glad you love your sobriety. You should, because everything miraculous and beautiful happens in your sobriety, and you get to show up for it. So when no means no today, I was talking about situations where people put you in a situation and they use maybe some authority or some coercion. Please just do this for me. I don't have time, or I need you to do it, or 10 years, 2 years. Good job, Bonnie. Hang on to those girls. Sorry, I can't see that. So when anyone, a boss, lover, spouse, friend, mother, whomever, keeps pushing on you, well, you need to handle this, or you need to take care of this, or I'm expecting you to do this for me, and you can't for whatever reason. Maybe it's out of your integrity or ethics. It doesn't fall in something that you feel comfortable with. Maybe it's because you just don't have time and you're overwhelmed. Maybe it's because this person is always putting things on your plate and never taking anything off, and you always feel burdened, like, Jesus, this person is always expecting from me, but when I need them, they don't show up for me. Well, that's when no means no. That's when you have to practice the art of no. And I've talked to you guys in the past, if you've watched, about codependency, or look it up on YouTube, because that lecture will be archived there. I've talked to you about codependency, and codependency is kind of this emotional dysregulation of your mood, and it's an immaturity thing where you don't want people to leave you, and you care so much about what other people think that you just keep saying yes and yes and yes and yes. So boundaries are hard, but they're so great when I do it. Yes, boundaries are incredible, and boundaries are necessary for everything. And so what I'm saying is, if you always put yourself last, or you're always doing things for other people because you don't want them to be mad at you or leave you or be disappointed in you, then you need a healthy boundary. And it starts with saying no. Like, no is a word that you can practice throughout the day. I tell this to my clients, to my staff, to myself a lot. So like today I was sick, and I am sick, and technically I could say, no, I can't do this live because I'm not feeling well. Well, I wasn't sick enough, like I need to be laying flat on my back. I just need a break from today. So the no that I said was, no, I'm not going into work today. And they could be watching me. I said, I'll work from home because I don't feel well enough to be up and around people. That's a real subtle saying no. There's big ways that you have to say no. Like if someone is coercing you to do something physical, like sexual or intimacy wise, and you have a lot of discomfort around it, then that's a no that means no. And as we're learning and is becoming more and more evident on a daily basis, some people don't respect your no. And so sometimes your no has to get louder, bigger, and stronger. I understand in the case of a sexual assault, it don't matter that you say no. If that person's intent is to assault you and they've overpowered you, then you're in that dilemma of you are powerless over that event. But in daily life, when someone's kind of coercing you to keep doing things their way, you're giving up control. And oftentimes that can lead to a relationship that turns into an emotionally abusive relationship or otherwise. Let me see what you're saying. Bond, I think a lot of people don't know also is that we have the right to change our mind. Absolutely. I have followed through with yes because I wasn't assertive enough to say no, I changed my mind. No is a complete sentence. Absolutely, ladies. You're so on it right now, Bonnie. And Vonda. Look at that. Now, how unusual is that? Because those names I don't hear every day. Vonnie and Vonda. Like you might be sisters from another mister. So let's figure that out, because that's amazing. You have really interesting names, both of you. So It is often the curse of the female to be afraid and to be timid and to be submissive. And if that was role modeled to us by witnessing our mothers and aunts and sisters not assert themselves when it came to relationship with men, then we inadvertently learned to remain submissive and not to speak up and to go along with. So it's never okay to go along with what you don't want. And the way to signal, hi honey, my husband's watching. Hi Fareed, that's Fareed everybody, that's my hubby. You can say hi to him. The way that you can safeguard yourself is this. You always know, this is a Gina-ism, you always know when you're getting it wrong. And you always know when you're getting it right. You have an intuitive feeling, an emotional Geiger counter, I like to call it, or a compass, that allows you to notice something is wrong in the situation. And I've described to women and men who get into emotionally abusive relationships, or men who are in relationship with women who are domineering and demanding and controlling and dissatisfied. That's another form of emotional abuse, right? I've always said to them, you notice when this starts to steer off, when your relationship is going off in a direction that you're not comfortable with, and that person's trying to bulldoze over you. So every day that you say, yes, okay, honey, yes, okay, honey, yes, okay, honey, you're building into the pocket of that person gaining control. So you have to always set clear boundaries of, no, I'm not willing to do that. No, that makes me uncomfortable. And no, I'm going to not agree with that, whether it's about money, sex, love, intimacy, how you share Christmas with your families or your in-laws, the basic things to the most dramatic things. Hi, Matt. I had to say no, that I wasn't going to tolerate my wife drinking. Yes, we have been separated for 7 months now, just had enough. Yes, and that's it. And that's a great boundary to set, because you're powerless over her drinking, and her drinking is impacting you in your life. And sometimes when you leave the addict or alcoholic, that actually is a motivator for them to get well. They can finally feel the loss of what it feels like that my disease is interfering with my relationship. And sometimes staying just means enabling for years and years and years, and then nothing changes. It is a sad situation because she's not doing this to you, but what's happening is affecting you dramatically. And it's okay to say no there. That's a great when no means no, and placing conditions on that. If we are to return with each other, it's at any point, you're working a program of sobriety, we're in couples counseling together, and I'm going to be going to Al-Anon. But otherwise, we're not going to have a relationship where I sit here and watch you drink. She hasn't drank for 30 days. Well, see, good. So she's on the right path, and there's her motivator, right? And you don't accept her right back in your life. You accept her with those conditions that I said. But you should also go to Al-Anon, because it is really painful to love someone who is so lost in the disease of addiction that that drug or alcohol just has their heart, and it overpowers the love that you have for them. And it has nothing to do with how much or how little they love you. It has to do with the disease that's controlling their mind and their body. So thank you for jumping in here, Matt, because I love to hear from the men and women. And Vani, it's a family disease. Absolutely, Vani. So I do a lot in conversation about talking about the disease of addiction and codependency, because I'm a recovering codependent, family issues, emotional issues. So this is really open to a lot of subjects and topics. Al-Anon is awesome. Great, Matt. I'm glad that you're on it. And CODA too, but it's harder to find CODA meetings these days. I don't know why. That was my recovery program. So I wanted you to, thank you, Madeline, for loving this. I'm loving that you're loving it and that you're watching me, even though I'm hoping I'm not sounding too bad, but I'm really stuffy right now. So Thursday nights at 6 p.m. is my commitment to do this live, and I've been doing it for, 7 months now or longer. If you didn't catch it, I'm Gina Tabrizy. If you're new to me and my page, it's Ask Gina. So I'm going to continue this topic that I've just been teasing you with this morning about no means no. And Thursday night at 6 p.m., West Coast time, Pacific Standard Time here in California, Orange County, California. I will be speaking on having healthy boundaries. So I'll keep this theme of no means no. And one of the ways that you can support me, and I'll be here to inspire you, love you, give you guidance, and share my experience, strength, and hope, is you can always send me topics that you want to talk about. And most of these lives now have become topics that viewers are sending me in, that they want to hear about and have guidance about. And I'll always engage with you as much as I can. I'm not acting as a therapist. I'm just acting as a guide, as a mentor, and as a public speaker and a motivational speaker. And my hope is to inspire you to get help if that's what you're needing, that it won't be scary, that I'll become a face of like, wow, therapists are kind of cool. I think I could actually go see one now. They're not so scary. I want to become that face of the therapist next door kind of thing, so that you guys see what a great asset and what a great tool this is for you, okay, to utilize for yourselves in your own area with your own therapist, because there's a lot of great therapists out there. Let me comment to these couple of people. Patricia, it's just such a terrible thing. I lost my mom and sister through addiction and still dealing with family members, and it kills me. Oh my God, it kills me every day. I'm on campus, 2 different campuses, one that I'm the owner for and another one that I'm consulting for. And I watch these men and women go out every day. And every time they go out, we don't know if they're ever going to make it back. It is a heart-wrenching, mind-blowing disease, honestly. And I feel for you, and I send you my compassion, because it's the worst when you're watching your loved ones battle this disease. I'm glad you love it, Vilma and Vonda. I think it's great. I'm excited. Thank you so much for what you do. Well, you're so welcome. And I'm so glad you joined on with us. So no means no, whether it's go get my coffee, but I'm running out the door to work and I'm late. So honey, no means no. I can't do that for you right now. Whether it means a boss who is telling you, unless you do this, this, and this, you're not getting a promotion, and threatening and holding promotions over your head. No means no there. When it comes to sexual intimacy and something started that you don't want to finish, no means no there. So practice today when something doesn't feel right, intuitive, you're like, I don't like this situation. I'm on this date with this girl and something's really off and I'm uncomfortable, and my spirit, my intuitive self, my inner compass is telling me I might need to leave. Trust your gut more and say, no, I don't think I want to continue this. I feel like this is not going to be good for me. So I'm going to need to take a step back. And that's the same for family events or relationships or commitments at school, work, wherever, with your kids. Sometimes by giving them that no and setting that boundary, you're freeing yourself up for healing and growing, and you're also showing them that you're a person of integrity. So thank you all for, Patricia just wrote something big and I was going to cut off. Patricia, it is, and it scares me. I am waiting for a phone call saying something bad is going to happen. I take the responsibility for the family. Yes. Okay. So Patricia's talking about the family and dealing with addiction. Patricia, I hope, I've got 4 kids and my sister. 2 kids to look after. Oh my God, you're a mama. You're a Mother Teresa. You're a godsend. Oh my God, thank God those children have you. Bless you for doing that. Oh my God, you guys, send her love. God always knows what we can handle, or the universe or Buddha or whatever you believe in has this belief that these children need a mother and you're it right now. You're the only one that can show up with them. And it is incredibly overwhelming. But this period of time, I promise you, will be short to the span of time of your life. And you're going to look back and think, my God, what an amazing thing that I was able to impact the life of 6 human beings moving forward and going into the right path that they need love and support and guidance for. You're a miracle and you're an angel in their life right now. And if you've got close girlfriends that you love that can help you, call them in to help you, recruit a team to help you to manage these 6 beautiful children that you've been in the care of. So sorry, Umar, I'm married. So girlfriend status, can't have it. It's not going to work, but you're very sweet to offer that. Felicia, I miss my dad. Oh my God, Felicia, I lost my dad last year. I talk about that all the time. I don't know what prompted you to think about that. Patricia, I'm only 28, but you know, in a way, it's been such a blessing to have them. Thank you. Oh girl, I get you. You're very young and that's overwhelming and it's not what you wanted for your life. And for some reason, this is coming to you. I believe that something will change in you. You never know. You might wind up having a career from this and building a freaking daycare that then supports you for the rest of your life. I mean, the universe is really strange and funny how it'll present you things that feel like an obstacle that later are not. They're actually accomplishments and things that you can add into the pool of your humanity. But you do need to ask for help. That is absolutely overwhelming. You're still very young and probably want your freedom and go out and be with your girlfriends and manage your own 4 children was enough to manage already. So I hope that you have support for yourself in the form of a spouse or cousins or aunts or somebody, and just call them troops and girl. Now I am way off subject on my no means no. So thank you for taking care of those kids. You'll be rewarded for that. Dad passed almost a year ago. My world is upside down. Will it ever get better? It absolutely will get better. I'm at a year and a half, almost 2 years after my dad passed. And this will be my last comment because this is off the subject of no means no, but I love that you're just wanting some guidance, Felicia, and the rest of you, maybe it'll help you. But after losing my dad, the way that I kept myself moving through the grief is to tell myself, hi, Lisa Ensley, my friend. The way that I would move through grief is to say to myself, how can I honor my father today? And when I didn't want to do something, I would say, what would my dad want me to do? Or what would he want me to do for him? And that was a way of keeping him with me this last year and a half. He'll always be with me. He's my person and such a huge inspiration in my life. And so by doing this, I got to tell you, this is a huge part of honoring my father. My father was very much a person who would be on stage. He never had a formal stage, but he was always the life of the party and the one who inspired and motivated and brought people together. And I think that this is a way of honoring and keeping him here with me because he would love this. So Patricia, think about the ways that you can honor your dad on a daily basis and keep his memory and his spirit with you, because that's what he would want. And I get today that my father wouldn't want me to wallow and stay stuck in my sorrow. He would be happy that I've grieved for him because my tears are a measure of my love for him. So let all of them tears flow. But your dad, like mine, would want to know that we've moved on, you know, and that does their heart good to see their kid happy, because what parent doesn't want to see their kid happy, right? Well, some dysfunctional, sick, crazy, screwed up parents probably don't, but we're not going to give them any credit here, right? So thank you guys for watching this morning. This was my little short live. Thank you, Lisa, for inspiring. I love and miss you too. So come watch me Thursday night. I do these lives every Thursday night, 6 p.m. on Ask Gina. I'm Gina Tabrizy, licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm doing this as a public service, and Lisa, it's my intention just to do this to inspire people, and hopefully if they need help that they'll go out there and get that help and won't be so scared to do it. So thank you all for watching this morning. This was my short live. On Thursday I'll go live 6 p.m. and it's usually 30-40 minutes to an hour. So let's do it then, okay? Thank you so much. Have a good night and see you later. Bye-bye.